Can a dog say no? Well, the short answer is yes, it can. I was listening to the radio yesterday, and there was a discussion on about teaching children to be able to say no, that it's okay to say no if they're feeling uncomfortable in a situation, particularly if they're being hugged or touched or anything like that. A child is allowed to say no. That got me thinking, but of course it also goes for dogs as well. A dog is allowed to say no. I'm not comfortable in this situation. Many years ago, when a dog was showing teeth, growling, lunging, people would say, oh, leave that dog alone, it's aggressive. And that was great, people left that dog alone. The dog was saying, no, don't come near me or whatever. But nowadays there's been a shift in the mindset and the change in people in that, oh, this is not acceptable. I agree with you, it's not acceptable. But the dog is telling you very clearly that it's uncomfortable in the situation and please leave it alone. But we have owners who go, no, 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 stop that, don't do that, bad dog. And then push the dog into a situation, and many times that pushing into a situation causes the dog to be even more aggressive and perhaps have a bad biting incident. So we need to respect a dog saying no. There are problems because when people have visitors to the house or they go and visit a house and the dog is around, many times those visitors go, oh, I love dogs, and they come straight into the dog's face, into the dog's space, trying to pat the dog, trying to love the dog, and the dog's going, no, no, no. It runs away, or the owner brings it back and says, no, you've got to say hello. You can't do that. You are forcing the person onto the dog, and the dog is not liking it, and it should be able to say, no, leave me alone. Which also brings me to owners. Owners also need to be able to stand up for their dogs and say, no, leave my dog alone. If your dog is not enjoying it, don't let people do it. And there are many times when the owner's perhaps gone for a walk or something, dog's on a lead, people are coming up to it and the dog's going, no, no, I don't want this. And instead of the owner saying, stop it, no, they're allowing it to happen. I deal, excuse me, with aggression on a daily basis. And so many of these cases, the aggression is happening because the owner is forcing the dog into a situation that it's not enjoying. The biggest one is taking the dogs to parks or dog play places or whatever. The owners, in all their wisdom, in all their belief is that, oh, I'm doing the right thing, I'm taking my dog out to make it social. But in fact, most of those dogs are terrified, particularly if they're not social dogs or they've never been socialized. They're now put into a situation where they're not happy. So they start off with a growl and showing teeth, a little lunge, a nip, and then a full-on bite. And by then, the owner is extremely upset because now they have an aggressive dog. This is fear aggression. And when I go to the houses, so many times I say to the owners, why are you putting your dog into this situation that it's not happy about? Oh, but I want my dog to be social. Oh, the dog needs to get out and go for walks and that. Yes, it might need to get out and go for walks, but take them where the dog feels comfortable. And so many times, actually, the dog is not even comfortable leaving the household. I've told several people to say, they've told me the dog doesn't want to get in the car, the dog doesn't want to walk. I even had somebody say to me, oh, when I'm handing, the dog walker comes to take the dog runs away, but I put it on and the dog walker takes it because the dog has to go out. That dog is saying, no, I don't want to go. And yet the owner is forcing it because they think it's good for the dog. It's not. It's stressing the dog out. So I've told these people, several of them, I said, dog doesn't need to go out. It's telling you it's not happy to go out. And they stopped taking the dog out. They took the other dog out. In one case, the other dog loved it, left the other one at home. That dog was so happy, couldn't have been more excited to just stay at home. The other dog went out and had its fun, and that was a resolution to the situation. You don't stop the dog that is enjoying it by saying, no, you can't go out. You work out, what is the situation? One's not happy going, leave it at home. Other one's happy, let it go out. But you have to be able to read your dog and say, is my dog happy in this situation? And you as an owner need to be able to say, no, my dog doesn't need this, or no, keep away from my dog, do not come into its space, do not pat it. My dog is not happy with that. And if you go to a park or situation and you're walking around with your dog next to you on a lead or whatever, because it is a little bit fearful, and these people are bringing their dogs up and they're rubbing in your dog's face, you can also say, no, please let your dog go away from my dog. Don't let it come into my dog's space. And it doesn't matter how much the person says, but my dog is friendly. My most hated words, you can say, no. I'm telling you now, get your dog away from mine. It is uncomfortable. A dog is allowed to say no. You as the guardian must make sure that happens, and you must allow your dog to say no. You don't want to get to a point where the dog is lunging and actually biting because it is now so fearful. It has said no, nobody's listened to it, and now the only recourse it has is to go in hard and bite. Remember, there is a no for children that needs to be respected. There is a no for dogs that needs to be respected. And you, as the adult, need to do it for both of them.